The Hinterkaifeck murders. A crime that still remains one of Germany's most notorious unsolved mysteries. The story of the brutal slaying of an entire family has baffled investigators and fascinated true crime enthusiasts for decades. It all began in the small village of Hinterkaifeck, located in the state of Bavaria, in the year 1922. The 6 inhabitants of the farmstead, Andreas Gruber, his wife Kazilia, their daughter Victoria, her 2 children Kazilia and Joseph, and their maid Maria Baumgartner, were brutally murdered. Their bodies were discovered in the early hours of April 5, 1922, by a neighbor who had become concerned after not seeing any activity at the farm for several days. The scene that awaited investigators was one of unimaginable horror. The bodies of the 6 victims had been battered and bludgeoned with a blunt object. The killer had also used a mattock, a type of agricultural tool, to inflict further damage to the bodies. The most gruesome detail of the crime was that the bodies had been piled on top of each other in the barn, and covered with hay. The investigation that followed was plagued with mishaps and missteps from the very beginning. The initial crime scene was heavily contaminated due to the large number of people who had visited the farm out of curiosity. The crime scene investigation was further complicated by the fact that several objects had been moved, leading to confusion about the possible motives and suspects. Despite the best efforts of the investigators, the perpetrator of the Hinterkaifeck murders was never caught. A number of theories have been proposed over the years, including that the murders were committed by a deranged family member, a disgruntled farmhand, or even an unknown serial killer passing through the area. One of the most perplexing aspects of this case is the question of who had a motive to commit such a heinous crime. The Gruber family was known to be reclusive and didn't have any known enemies. However, there were a few clues that investigators uncovered which pointed towards potential suspects. One of the early suspects was a former farmhand, Lawrence Schlittenbauer, who had been fired by Andreas Gruber months before the murders. Schlittenbauer had reportedly been bitter about his dismissal and had made several threatening statements to Gruber. Despite this, he was eventually cleared as a suspect due to a lack of concrete evidence. Another suspect was Karl Gabriel, a man who had been in a romantic relationship with Victoria Gruber. Gabriel was reportedly unhappy about the fact that Victoria had returned to her family home with her 2 children. Gabriel's behavior after the murders raised suspicions, as he allegedly showed up at the crime scene and acted suspiciously. However, like Schlittenbauer, Gabriel was never charged with the crime. The Hinterkaifeck murders have been compared to other infamous unsolved cases, such as the Black Dahlia murder in Los Angeles, the John Benet Ramsey case in Boulder, Colorado, and the Villisca Axe murders in Iowa. All of these cases share the common thread of brutal violence against seemingly innocent victims and the fact that the killer was never identified or caught. These cases also share the enduring fascination and mystery surrounding them. Despite years of investigation, theories, and speculation, the truth behind these crimes remains elusive. It is human nature to seek answers and to find closure, but in some cases, that closure may never come. The Hinterkaifeck murders are a chilling reminder of the darkness that exists in the world and the fragility of human life. We hope that through exploring this case, we have shed some light on the complexity of investigating unsolved crimes and the enduring mysteries that remain. Before we go, we want to remind you to like and subscribe to our channel to stay up to date on our latest true crime content. We also encourage you to share your own theories and thoughts about the Hinterkaifeck murders in the comments section below. Who do you think committed these heinous crimes, and why? The truth may never be known, but the speculation and mystery will continue to captivate us for years to come. Thank you for watching.